What's going on, everybody? Hey, how are you? Aaron Zamzo here, Fire Rescue Fitness. I am, yes, in a hotel room. I'm actually in Riverside, California. Just been working with the First Responder Center for Excellence on a couple of seminars. Now, first things first, I'm gazing forward. I don't have my actual webcam. I'm using one off my computer, so I'm trying to be a little bit, uh, you know, if it doesn't look like I'm looking at you, it's just my camera. So don't let this distract you. What I wanted to do today is talk a little bit about nutrition, right? And the reason that this was all inspired by a lot of the questions and conversations that I've had this week working again with FRCE here in California. We're working with firefighters from all over California and having conversations with chiefs and other experts within the field of sleep and nutrition. And I think one of the things that I came to realize is that a lot of times nutrition is just confusing and we get very frustrated because we don't know where to begin and how do we get going and what do we start. And so, just going back to the roots of nutrition, I just wanted to go through and do a live feed, especially on Thursdays, because I like always try to post some nutrition information on Thursdays. Let's just simplify nutrition, right? Let's look at the basics. And if you have lost your way with nutrition, just follow me with these 4 steps for the next couple of weeks. And I promise you're going to start to simplify some things, and some things are going to make sense. Okay. So what am I talking about here? First things first, you really just need to start hydrating, especially as we approach summer. First things first, get some water in your system. Water helps with dehydration. It helps with digestion. It helps with cognitive function. It helps with lubrication of the joints. It helps you feel a little bit better and move a little bit better. So it also helps you feel more full, which can help with a lot of the appetite cravings. So first things first, aim for half your body weight in ounces of water. Now, if you're like, hey, I'm 200 and I want to go to 180. Yeah, you can use 180 as your number. So of course you'd try to do 90 ounces then. Now that sounds like a lot, especially if you're not doing a lot, it's going to feel like a lot. Work your way up to that. Once you start to drink more water and gets, that habit created, carry a water bottle with you on the truck, carry a water bottle with you when you go on hikes, when you work out. Find ways to just ingest and drink more water, hydrate. So that's the first thing. Once you accomplish that, you get that habit down. What do you do next? Well, you're going to calculate your caloric intake. This right here, I think, is one of the best things we can do from time to time. Measure your serving sizes. And if you don't know them, read labels. And there's some stuff on FRF that I'll try to lead some links to, but there's a lot of information there on how to read labels, how to look at serving sizes. We also go through, I think, portion distortion, where we don't understand exactly what a portion is. So go through and determine those, figure those things out. This is a great time to do that. Now, I'm not telling you to adjust it. I'm not telling you to eat tofu burgers or anything else. You already established habit 1, you're drinking water. Now let's just figure out what you eat every single day, or at least for 2 or 3 days. I'm not telling you to do anything other than that for the second step. Use the app. I like to use MyFitnessPal. I actually got in the habit of measuring, chicken breasts and things. So you don't have to do it every day, but it gives you an idea of what the serving sizes are. And also, when you calculate these, figure out what your fat is, what the carbohydrate is, your serving size. So you get an idea of how many calories you are eating at this particular moment. That's it. Second step, get used to figuring out kind of what calories you are eating. Now, this is something that you don't have to do every single day. I would do a couple of days, or until you start to understand and see the pattern develop, because typically we all follow and kind of fall into this pattern of our eating. So determine your calorie intake. Use apps, ask some questions, start reading labels. You can reach out to me anytime we have questions on that. MyFitnessPal, My Food Diary, there's a ton of them out there. And then after you feel like you have a pretty good handle on what you are eating currently, think about where you need to be and want to be. We can simplify caloric needs by using the equation of your body weight times 11 if you're very, very inactive and more sedentary. And then if you're a little bit more sedentary, 12, 13, 14. So you use those factors between 11 and 14 to determine exactly how you can, figure out the number of calories. And what you want to use though is your desired body weight. So let's say, for instance, I want to weigh 200 pounds and I'm fairly active. So I'm going to use 12 as my coefficient. So I want 200 times 12, 2,400 calories. Now I've already figured out how to calculate calories, right? Because I've been doing that in the previous step. So what do I need to do to get to that 24? Now, what we're talking about here is this. This is just a very wide variety, 11 to 14. If you want to lose weight, you'll try to keep your calories below what you calculated. If you are trying to maintain your weight, you'll keep it right there. And if you want to gain, you go above. It's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. You may do one day where you're at 2,200 and then the next day you're at 26. That's okay. You just try to figure out, okay, I normally get 2,500 calories based off this formula. I'm going to try to get 24. So figure out where you can just cut a calorie or two and stay at 2,400, right? Don't oversimplify. I'm not talking about how many calories of carbohydrates and sugars and all this. Don't worry about that yet. Just figure out what you're eating, how you can make adjustments to get it below. And then the last part of this is just ask yourself the question, is this working? Am I losing weight? Am I going in the right direction? Do I feel better? And just start there with those 4 simple things. And then after you get those habits established, the habit of hydration, the habit of figuring out how many calories and what you are actually ingesting, making that adjustment to stay under, a certain amount of calories, ask yourself, am I going the right direction? If not, we have some things you can do. First thing you can do is lower the calorie number, right? Second thing you can do is then determine what you're eating. And then we can get into macros. And that's like step 5, 6, 7, 8. But one of the things I've really discovered and learned is that we're all on this different spectrum. And if you've never calculated your calories or looked at labels, just start there. Actually even start a step before by doing the water. And that is going to help you. We're trying to establish habits, healthy habits, or habits that help you understand nutrition. And it's different for everybody. And that fourth part, right? So we did water, we determined what we were eating, and then we're making some slight adjustments to go under that calorie number. And then we're going to ask ourselves, is it working? If it's not working, maybe we'll go a little bit lower. Is it getting me too tired? Am I not having any energy? Then we'll go a little bit higher and just make those simple adjustments to get started. If you're able to do that in the first month of working out, I almost guarantee that you're going to feel better. Number one, I guarantee that. And secondly, you're going to start to find that trend that, okay, my weight's moving down a little bit. I'm feeling better. I'm able to be more mobile. I'm able to burn more calories. Yeah. And then so you again use that quotient, multiply your desired body weight by 11 if you're very inactive, 14 if you're very active, and then chart your progress, how you're feeling for a week or 2 weeks, and then make an adjustment. Let's just start there with those simple little nutrition tips and nutrition steps. And I'll keep posting along the way here is what's next. But ask some questions. I just wanted to get this kind of out there to help you hopefully feel better about you're not alone. Nutrition is very confusing. I sat through seminars numerous times where I've gone, wait a minute, I didn't hear that. As a matter of fact, today we were talking about caloric intake and calculating, calories, and there are some loopholes to that, when you look at fiber content and such. And I'm not going to get you even involved with that yet. If this is just a basics nutrition simplified, hydrate, determine what you're eating, make a slight adjustment, and then ask yourself, is it working? And figure out what your next step is. All right. I hope this helps a little bit. And I'm sure you're like, yeah, man, this is basic, but calculating calories can be a little bit tricky at times. If you have questions, let me know. I like to use my Fitness Pal. I really even educate myself from time to time. I don't do it all the time, but once I feel like I got a good handle on it, I'll come back to it every couple of weeks just to make sure that I'm keeping my serving sizes proper. I'm, keeping my macros. Now, we didn't even talk about macros yet. That's down the road. So that's what I want you to start with. If you've been following all these things and they're working for you, keep doing. If you've been following these things and you need to make adjustments and you don't know where to go, reach out. I'm here for you. I just want to start doing some more live broadcasts, get some of these things off my chest, and I hope they help you out. Reach out with any questions. Make sure you stay fit, healthy, and let me know how I can help you guys out.